Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the HazMat podcast, episode number 30, the big 3-0 today. And this is the last episode that we're going to have this year. I'm your host, Chris from HazMat, and today I want to talk about the podcast. So we were up to 30 episodes, as I've mentioned, and I just wanted to take you all through some of the good and the bad and some of the ideas that I have for next year. So a couple of the good things. Way back when, in episode 1, I did an introductory episode and I talked about wanting to cover the subject of asbestos in quite a detailed fashion, look at it from numerous types of vantage points, what's involved, what is it, who are the players in the removal game, what a career in asbestos removal is like. I think we even had a game show at one stage, a bit of a trivia quiz. We have spoken about the illnesses attributed to asbestos inhalation, and quite a wide-ranging and extensive series. So I'm very happy to say that we've covered that off now, and the great thing about YouTube and the land of podcasting is that it will be around permanently. So as time goes on, I'm sure we will get more views on a lot of the subjects that we've covered. So that's a good thought right there. It's been neat to go through designing a podcast, the set design, the equipment that you need to have a podcast, and learning about some of the editing software and techniques. I do have to acknowledge Jarks, a big credit to Jarks for helping to edit and produce these episodes and get them out to you all. So thank you, Jarks, and I look forward to working with you in the new year. One of the other cool things has been to look at ideas of asbestos, not specifically related to removal, but we've looked at marketing, the old asbestos ads. We've looked at how asbestos was a part of the 9/11 terrorist attack, how it became quite a vicious killer in its own right. We've looked at the New Zealand Asbestos Removal Association, which we've set up this year, and that is going off with a bang, so that's cool. Some of the things that we've struggled a bit with, which I thought I'd share with you, that some of our learnings along the way. Number one is I was really hoping to have a lot more guest interaction, and we've had some guests from time to time. I've even been interviewed, which was cool, but I would say it's a lot harder than I thought to actually coordinate people from different asbestos-related fields and actually get them here in the hot seat. So hopefully we have a bit more luck with that next year. One of the other things is the interaction with this podcast channel so far is pretty minimal. I'm not too worried about that at this point. It is only early days, really. And I did see on YouTube, actually, somebody mention that it takes hundreds of episodes before you can really get traction. So there's no need to panic, and I'm sure we will grow as time goes on, and that's nothing to worry about there. One of the other things we've had is a little bit of technical issues with the equipment, and when you shoot a podcast and you realise that the microphone wasn't turned on, or it's only working on one side, you actually have to go and do it all over again, which is a bit of a bummer. So we definitely make sure we check the equipment a bit better before we start a podcast episode. That's probably about it for bad things. It's pretty harmless, isn't it? You've got information, you want to get it out to the public. It's a good tool. So let's talk about where we are going with this show next year. And a couple of things we want to look at next year, probably our first episode next year, we're going to start looking at mould. So we're going to go off the asbestos train a little bit and we're going to start looking at things like mold. We'll talk about black mold. We'll talk about how mold affects your health, about how to remove mold safely, about places where mold can occur and how it grows, and everything like that. So we'll go in depth on mold. We may follow that up with lead paint or something like that, maybe silica dust, other respirable hazards. There's plenty to cover off. So I look forward to sharing some new content with you next year on other subjects, not just asbestos. As I mentioned earlier, we will really try to get some more guests on and actually have a bit more input from other people and their field of expertise, so we can interview other people and all learn some things together, which will be neat. We may even take the camera out on a job or a couple of jobs and actually do kind of a behind the scenes look at how these jobs work. So instead of being here in the studio, we'll go out onto site and we'll actually look at the real life perspective of asbestos removal or other material removal to give you really the first-hand experience. And what everyone else seems to be doing these days, and why not join in, is we may bring out some merchandise. I think that'd be pretty cool. We could get things like coffee mugs and caps and even these HazMat polo shirts, which are pretty swish, I have to say. So I'm looking forward to that. So next year, a lot of opportunity, and we're still going to go strong and carry this thing on. So I just wanted to say to everybody a very Merry Christmas. It's just around the corner. I hope everyone has a well-deserved break, recharge the batteries, start to set out or reflect on this year and set out your goals for next year. And just like we are with this show. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you for watching the HazMat podcast. As I've always mentioned, please like and share and subscribe to the channel. It's very helpful and it will make our reach go out even further. So that'll do for this year. We're signing off. Thank you very much and see you next year.